week 8 is done, and it was a blur. It feels like it went by really fast, and I'm not even sure like what is interesting to note about it other than I guess I've been really busy and things are just moving along. But I think I'm still like sticking to the plan. So my nutrition hasn't changed this week. It's still 1680 calories, 125 grams of protein. And that's been getting easier to track and hit just because I've been a lot better about just prepping food at home and kind of portioning it out in advance. Before, I still kind of played the game of like, oh, if I do eat out with my coworkers or my friends, maybe I'll just measure some white rice or chicken or whatever is there and then figure out the rest of my food later. And I feel like I just don't have time for that now, and I want to be stricter. So I was good about that this week. Workout wise, at 45, I'm done with. I just can't fit it in right now, and it just doesn't feel like it would help me really for the competition. So I have 5 workouts prescribed by my coach. So I'm doing those in the mornings before work on weekdays and on the weekends. And also we've added in some core training, which I hadn't really done before. And those, each workout only takes like an hour. And then I add in a little extra time for like some foam rolling and stuff like that. And then I've also tried to be more intentional about getting 10,000 steps. We haven't really like set any goals like that or talked about that before with my coach, but now I think that's going to be something that we shoot for. So I'm kind of just being more mindful. It's usually pretty easy to hit 10,000 steps just because we don't have a car here in Taiwan. So I do walk a lot. It's just I have to be careful on days that like I work from home and I really don't walk. I'll need to like get myself outside or on a treadmill and get those steps in. And I also did 2 dance classes this week just because I had my normal heels class that I like to do, and then I have this package of 10 pole dance classes I'm trying to use up. I bought them like during my unemployment phase, but things kept coming up, so we rescheduled a bunch of classes, so I still have 2 more left to do. And it's funny that this week when my friend and I went to go take the class, our teacher had like a last minute cancellation on us, but we were already there. So they scrambled and grabbed another teacher and was like, here, you can learn like this kind of striptease dance, and it uses a chair and it's for free, and just see what you can learn in half an hour. So that was kind of fun, just something new to do. So that was kind of my rest day activity. And maybe I'll try it again some other time. The other really exciting thing this week was my sister and her family came in from the States this weekend. So we had a full house since Friday, early Friday morning. They have 2 kids, so my niece and nephew, who are 2 and 3 months old, respectively. So really excited to see them. Full house, craziness, but I feel very dedicated to my goals. So even though we had a lot of functions like family meals and outings, like I felt perfectly fine just saying like, oh, I'll just eat when we go back home, or I'll just have some tea or whatever and just like sit here and accompany you guys. It helps that there's 4 kids to take care of, so I had my hands full at every meal anyway. Like I was feeding my kids or holding the baby or something, so that went surprisingly well. And the really exciting thing about this week is I sent a bunch of stuff to my sister's place in the States so she could bring it back for me that are related to bikini stuff. So being in Taiwan, I don't have any local friends who compete in bikini competitions, so I don't really know the go-to resources of like where you buy shoes or get your bikini. I know of like one resource, and so just navigating like their websites, or they often use Line, which is the chat app, messaging app that's really popular here. They use that to just like communicate and schedule things, and it just feels like too unfamiliar to me. So I basically just bought stuff that's recommended on the Facebook group I'm in that's mostly based in the US. And since my sister was coming, it was like kind of perfect timing, like the stuff that can't be shipped internationally or like would be really expensive to ship internationally, she could just bring for me. So I'm excited that I got my shoes, so I could really start like using the right shoes for posing practice. They're Shoe Fairy, because that just seems to be what everyone recommends. And I got the Strappy Olympians. I don't know, they seem like a good choice, and I actually really like them. So I originally thought that I would like to get a like studded heel, but after seeing a lot of pictures, I just really liked the clear because it felt kind of Cinderella-y to me. So yeah, but they're really comfortable. Like all the recommendations like are so spot on. Like these are really comfortable. I've had no problem like from the minute of just walking around in them. Like I really like them, so I'm super excited about that. And then the baby's crying. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, false alarm. Baby went back to sleep. So yeah, just talking about the things I've been buying this week. So I know that since I'm 13 weeks out, like now's the time to start thinking about buying my suit. So I only know of one place to order suits from here in Taiwan, and it's just harder to navigate things in a different language, like the website. Like websites here in Taiwan tend to not have reviews or like customer feedback readily available, and this place looks like they just are like supplying for a US based brand, so the prices are pretty much the same, if not higher than something from the US. So yeah, maybe in the future, if I continue to do this and I'm still in Taiwan, then I'll find some local resources or make some new friends, hopefully maybe at the show, and then I'll know where to go. But so I went with Toxic Angels just because I saw again on the Facebook group that it was like recommended, and they ship internationally, and I chatted with their consultant, which was really easy to do. I really like, one of my things I really like being able to just like schedule things online or just with like a few clicks and not have to like call someone or chat and go back and forth. So I really like just how easy that process was. I just scheduled a time and then we did a video call, and she helped me pick a suit, and it was super easy. I went with a purplish one. No real reason other than I think the color might look cool. I've seen a lot of blues in just pictures on the WNBF Taiwan page, and the one person I know here who does compete has a blue suit, so I kind of was just like, oh, I kind of want a different color. And so yeah, so I'm going with purple. And then when I was looking at the suits that the consultant was like sharing with me, this one had one Asian person in the picture, and so I was like, yeah, maybe I might end up looking something like that. So it seems to look okay, because I've heard people say if you're trying to choose a color, like find someone like online who maybe has the same coloring as you, and if you like their suit color, you can like choose the same one. So the hard thing about that for me though is like if they already have their tan on, I feel like the color looks a little off. But anyways, so I'm really excited about that, and I think yeah, the process is just so smooth. It's really fast. I'll send in my measurements on August 25th. And yeah, so that's one thing done. And then the other thing I had my sister bring me was a bikini to practice posing in. And not that this is a hard thing to find in Taiwan either. It's just, it's one that was on Amazon. And so Amazon is just easier to ship to in the States. And since she happened to be coming, it was an easy one to have her bring. So I have my first check-in pictures with my heels and my posing suit. And obviously my posing needs a lot of work. I completely forgot a bunch of stuff from my posing session last week. So I could immediately tell after I looked at the pictures, like, oh, my hips aren't even pointing in the right direction for the side pose, and really need to work on some back mobility. But yeah, I think having these pictures will hopefully help with some consistency in terms of like what I'm wearing and stuff like that. And trying not to feel too self-conscious about the back pose, because I've never worn anything that cheeky that wasn't underneath, you know, a pair of shorts or pants or another layer of clothing. So, yeah, I won't focus too much on that. That's just, yeah, because we're supposed to be proud of our glutes. I think there's something there to work with, hopefully. So physique-wise, I think I'm still like trending down in terms of my weight and like body fat percentage. So I'm like really excited about that actually. So before I started this whole process, my previous method of trying to lose like the baby weight from the first time I was pregnant, or like trying to get really in shape, was intermittent fasting. So I was doing 16 hours fasted, 8 hours of eating, and low carb. So it's really weird to me to be eating like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and eating so much in carbs, like 160 grams of carbs, like, and actually see that I'm losing weight, which is crazy. So this week I am averaging around like 105.5 pounds, pretty consistently, like every day, with a few fluctuations in terms of like higher and lower. So that's like 47.8 pounds, kilograms. And so I have a feeling, since that seems kind of stagnant for the week, that maybe I'll have a calorie drop next week. But yeah, I'm not worried about it, because I think, yeah, it's been really exciting just to see the results. I've also been listening to a bunch of podcasts whenever I'm like walking or out, and like Bikini and the Brain or Bikini After Babies. There's just been a few that have popped up when I search for podcasts, and just to kind of like hear more stories of what people go through. And I think one, maybe it was Doctor in a Bikini, was saying like, one thing you don't realize during your first prep, or like things she wished you knew during her first prep, was like, you've made way more progress than you think you have. And I think that's something I definitely need to keep thinking about, because like the parts of my body that I always fixate on, that have always been the trouble spots for me, so that's my midsection here, where I always just carry all of my fat, like it still doesn't feel like shredded or slim. And so when I just focus on that, I feel like, oh man, I still have so far to go. I need to like do a lot more work. But actually I've already lost like 5 pounds in this process, and with posing and stuff, like it looks already starting to look like it's coming together. So I think I have to remember just to keep that positive mindset. So yeah, just getting really excited. I I think I have everything, ordered, and so in terms of show day, I think I have everything, the main thing set. So like just suit and shoes. I know jewelry is a thing. I don't like deciding on that kind of stuff, so there's probably like an easy set that I see of just like earrings and other blingy things. I'll probably just order it. I haven't even noticed what other people are wearing other than it just looks sparkly, so maybe I'll like spend a few minutes and look at that. But that seems like pretty last minute. Like looks like not a lot of work needed to decide on that. So that was week 8. Nothing too crazy, not too much to update. I think I'm gonna try to do like a day in the life of video for next week, just to try to switch things up, because I think I'm kind of exhausted this format and still playing around with it.